What's up, everybody, and thank you for listening to Mastering the Mindset. My name is Dariusdotch, and I'm an actor, hip-hop artist, and fitness and life coach. And I'm here to personally help you train and improve your mindset so that you can, 1, become the best version of yourself mentally, and 2, gain focus and motivation to be able to take action and achieve the success in life that you want and deserve. Before we get started, please like and subscribe to my channel, and at the end of this episode, if you liked it, please share it with a friend or loved one or someone who would benefit from hearing this message. I'm so glad you're here, and I'm ready to go on this journey with you, and that journey begins now. All right, and welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to talk about how to be more calm, more peaceful, and more loving, even when shit is hitting the fan. We're going to talk about how to let go of those things that were negative in your past. We're also going to talk about the things that are currently happening to you in your life right now, in the present moment. So if you want to be more calm, more at ease in life, then this is the right episode for you. And the phrase that we all need to adapt and lean into is, can't change it. Can't change it. Even in the most frustrating of moments. Let's say you just bought a brand new car and you've been busting your ass saving up for this car and working on your credit to be able to afford this car. And on the way home from the dealership, you crash it and total it. Now, would that be devastating? Hell yes. But can you change it? Hell no. And of course, it's not that simple, but there is literally no way you can make that car be uncrashed unless you have a time machine, right? The car is just crashed. You can't change it. When I lost my job because I got fired when I was in jail and had to miss work for the weekend because I got a DWI, and it was the best job I ever had at that point in my life, money-wise, still couldn't change it. I couldn't turn back time and not drive that night. I could have let that completely derail me and make me lose my motivation and drive and feel like I was a failure with no job. I wasn't using my theater degree. I was working temp labor jobs. I could have just let that steal away my ambition and only strive to get another job. But again, I couldn't change what happened, so I had a decision to make. I couldn't change the fact that I didn't have a job, but what I could change was the way I felt, how I felt in those moments. And I'll be honest, there were a lot of days when I was down. I mean, really down. And eventually, I had to come to the realization that, hey, sitting here feeling sorry for yourself isn't going to make anything better. I was in the middle of the situation, and the only thing I could do was control my reaction to it. And one of my favorite quotes that I'm starting to use a lot is a quote from Viktor Frankl. And you may have heard me use this quote before, but he says, between stimulus and response, there's a space. And in that space lies our power to choose a response. And in our response lies our growth and our freedom. Now, the stimulus, your laptop crashing in the middle of a deadline, you crashing your car, your house getting broken into, you losing your job. The response, freak out, scream, cry, panic. You can definitely do all those, or focus on how you can calm your body. Calm your body down and try and remain as calm as possible and see what the next best steps are to take. We are in full control over how we feel in those moments. And this is the true path to personal development. And I'm pretty sure all of you know this already, but I'm going to say it again for the people in the back. Personal development ain't about making more money. It ain't about having better relationships. It ain't about being more intellectual, not about being a better business owner. It can affect all of those things. It can be a reason that you become a better parent. But what personal development really is self-mastery. Mastery of your responses to everything you do, to the way you think, and recognizing how to progressively change it so you're not limiting yourself. And how to limit the amount of time a certain event, a certain stimulus, like Viktor Frankl says, a certain thing that happens to you, limiting the time that this negatively affects you. And maybe at first that thing will have you pissed off or in a bad mood for a week. And you work on yourself and you work on yourself. And then that same thing will have you pissed off for a few days. Better, but you still are voluntarily waking up and getting pissed about something that happened to you 72 hours ago. And you keep working on yourself, and until that day, you work on yourself until that day turns into a day, then a half a day, then a few minutes. And like I've said before, this work takes time. You're not going to work on yourself for a few weeks and all of a sudden see a difference. No, this is going to take way more consistency than that. And over years of working on yourself, the goal, or one of them, is to get to a point where something happens to you that would normally piss you off, that would normally upset you for a while, and it happens and there's no response. Self-mastery. Being able to fully control who you are and how you show up in every situation, because we can't control the majority of what's happening to us. Hell, we can barely control ourselves. You got people who say they want to make a change. They want to better themselves. They want to be so successful that they want to make opportunities for other people in their lives, make a change in other people's lives. They want to be able to control all that, and they can't even control the urge to buy some shit they don't need off Amazon. No, not realistic. What's up, what's up, what's up? I want to take a quick moment to say thank you so much for listening to this episode, and to also let you know that this podcast is 100% donation driven, which means it's completely funded by you, the listener. So if you like the content I have to offer, I would love it if you can make a donation and you get to pick the amount. I left links in the description of the video as well as my homepage. You can choose which way benefits you the best to donate. And if you need more options, please feel free to email me at dariusdotch@gmail.com. That's dariusdotch@gmail.com. Again, thank you so much for being here, and let's get back to it. No, that's not a realistic thing if you don't work on yourself. And I think it's safe to say that about 99% of things that happen around us are out of our control. There's so much stress, so much anxiety, so much anger, so much hopelessness. And a lot of times it comes down to people just resisting the things they can't change. And we can definitely see this if we go back and talk about what everybody went through during the lockdown, especially me. At first, I was angry and stressed and depressed, and my anxiety was so high. And now that I think about it, I'm discovering this right now, but I think that's where my anxiety came from. I developed this feeling like I needed to be doing something. Like there was this responsibility that I was neglecting to do, and I felt it in my chest. I feel like I should be doing something. Like I had, let's say, a huge assignment due tomorrow, and it's midnight, and I didn't even start, but I knew I needed to. That kind of anxiety. And it would literally wake me up out of my sleep. And I started to gain weight. I started to lose so much muscle mass. And I know some of y'all are like, bullshit, I don't believe you. But it's true. I could see it, the weight gain in my face. Gyms were closed, and I was slacking hard with doing anything at home. I was drinking way too much. Now, the moment that made me really wake up, when it came to my fitness, at least, I was bringing my aunt a case of water from Costco, and she saw me and she said, "You gaining weight?" And when I tell you, my poor little pride was hurt. And I know everybody went through their own shit during that time period too. I think we still are, actually. And the thing is, we could have sat there and be worried about it all and be stressed about it all and be frustrated. But in reality, the only thing we can change is the way we showed up. And when I started this podcast, it was for my workout clients at first to help them focus on the way they showed up and what they can control. We couldn't control the fact that we were in a shutdown, that this is a virus, that we're stuck at home. We can't change any of that. But what we could control, is the way we showed up in those moments. And a lot of folks had horrible things happen to them during the shutdown. They lost so much. A lot of folks found some benefit in it as well. For me, the biggest benefit I found was personal development, and it's helped me accomplish so much. I'm in love with this. So I started to focus on what I could control. And the perfect example of this is traffic. Traffic is the perfect example, and we all been in some bad traffic, and we all cuss somebody out. Probably been cussed out too. You might be in traffic right now. You could be pissed off and stressed out about being late right now. So what you could do is be pissed about being late and grip the steering wheel extra hard and cuss and yell and put your body through all that stress the whole drive. Or you could put on your favorite song, put on a podcast, enjoy your coffee, whatever it is, whatever you can to just sit and find something to enjoy in the moment, knowing that no matter what, no matter how much we want the traffic to be better, there is literally nothing we can do. You're going to get to work at the time you're going to get to work regardless. So, which one would you rather? Be stressed out the whole way or just remain calm with the understanding that your body will be happier without the unneeded stress about something you can't even control? You can't control it. Can't change it. And how do you think you'll show up to work when you actually do make it? In both scenarios, which one do you think will be better for you at work? And we've been talking about the present moment and how changing the way we think can help us. But how do you think this relates to the past? And like I said, time travel ain't been invented yet, not that the rest of the world knows about. So you can't go backwards in time and change a damn thing that happened. Doesn't matter how pissed, how depressed about it, how much you judge yourself, how much shame you feel, doesn't matter. It's not going to change the past. And I'm in a play that starts rehearsal on Tuesday. And this episode is going to be released on Wednesday. And I'm studying my lines, and my character has the best line for this episode. He says, "The guilt and shame we feel about the past will eat away at you until you disappear. But what are you going to do about where you're at right now?" Like I said at the beginning of this episode, you can't change it. Don't put yourself through unnecessary stress. You can't change it. You have to move on. All of your fear and anxiety and depression and all those negative emotions you feel are in direct relation to how much you are resisting the way the world is, the way your life has unfolded in the past. Think about that. The more you're feeling fear, the more you're feeling anxiety and worry, it's all in relation to how much you're resisting the way the world is. Too many people are ruining a beautiful present moment, worrying about, thinking about, being down about a moment that they 100% cannot change. Ask yourself this question. In this moment, am I safe? In this moment, am I okay? And 99.99% of the time, you are. Now, do you have a lot of shit going on today, tomorrow, this week? Yep, you do. But right now, wherever you are, you're okay. You're safe. Should you worry and have anxiety about things in the future and the past when in this moment right here, right now, you're safe? It's time to start working on controlling what you can control. Don't let the things that you can control negatively affect you and negatively control you anymore. So that's what I got for you today. If you like this episode, please share it with somebody that can benefit from this, somebody who is a friend or a family member, somebody who has goals and is trying to improve their lives. So thank you again, and let's get it in.